Hi, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to use ngStorage in your AngularJS project instead of using the HTML5 local storage. So a little background on ngStorage. It actually allows you to manage your saved variables as objects rather than having to convert them to and from strings. So you don't need to serialize and unserialize anything. So let's go ahead and start by creating a new project. I've already created one on my desktop called test project. It contains an index.html file and a app.js file inside of a JavaScript directory. So I've already downloaded AngularJS and ngStorage, and we're going to go ahead and drop those into our JS directory. So let's go ahead and crack open our index.html file. And we're going to add some code here. We're going to include our JavaScript files. I think that's what it was called. Let's go ahead and make sure that's what it was called here. I guess it was. Alright. We're also going to include our app.js. Alright. So, let's go ahead and crack open our app.js and start creating the framework for AngularJS here. And in this case, it is ngStorage. That's what we're going to include here. Oops. We're going to include the scope, and then we're going to include local storage, which goes in hand with the ngStorage that we just included into our project. Alright, so we now have the AngularJS base for our project. Let's go back to our index.html file because we need to add example as the app name. Alright, we're also going to create a div that maps to our controller that we just made. And it's going to contain some buttons here. I'll just name them for now. Alright, and so let's go back into our app.js. We're going to actually write functions for these two buttons. Alright, to save things the ngStorage way, it's very simple. So let's give it a shot here. Alright, so just like that, I'm saving hello world into the message element. And then let's go ahead and create our load data function. Let's say message equals local storage dot message. Alright, so we can tell that we're going to be using the scope.message method. So let's go back into our code here. We're going to do a line break, and we are going to show what message is. So let's go ahead and open up this file inside of Firefox here. And you can see we have our two buttons here. To show you that our scope and our local storage is empty, I'm going to load it. See, nothing showed up here. Nothing at all. So I'm going to go ahead and save the data, and then I'm going to load it again, and it's still not coming up. So let's see if we can debug it in Firebug. There's actually no messages, so we probably forgot something important here, or I made a typo. Oh, it's actually not working because I never assigned these methods to the buttons. So let's go back here and we're going to do ngClick. So I just did our load one, and now I'm going to do our save. I'll also do that. So if I refresh the page here, let's go ahead and first load the data to show that there's nothing there. There's nothing inside of our message variable. So let's save it. It now should be inside of our local storage, and now we're going to load it again. And as you can see, it did show our hello world. So let's go ahead and exit completely out of our browser. I set up Firefox to not remember anything. And let's go ahead and load Firefox again. And instead of, remember how last time we clicked load data and nothing loaded? We're going to load it again. Oh, it doesn't load because I have Firefox not remembering anything. But if you have your web browser basically not in privacy mode, it will remember the local storage that you saved. So that should not be an issue. So the advantage of this is you can see that we were able to use local storage just like an object. If we wanted to do the same thing with the HTML5 storage, it would look something like this. And then this is actually a bad example, so I'm going to go ahead and step up this example a bit here. What we're actually going to do is we're going to do the following. Let's go ahead and do this. So when we use the regular HTML5 local storage, we can't go ahead and natively store an object. What we would have to do is we would have to do this. And what that would do is it would serialize the object into JSON. And then to load it, we would have to do the following. Oh, I did it completely wrong here. Still doing it wrong. Sorry. So it's actually this. So just like that, this would unserialize the object. So let's go ahead and use our example here. go ahead and test that out in our code here. We're going to say my object dot first name, and let's go ahead and load Firefox, and let's test to see if this works. And it did. It loaded my first name exactly as it should. So, I mean, it's up to you what you want to choose. I personally find that it's a real big pain to have to serialize everything before saving it. ngStorage takes a lot of the hard work out of it. You can just use it like any other JavaScript object. It's not really any heavier on your project. Yeah, it's your preference, but I prefer ngStorage. If you like this video and are interested in seeing what else I have to offer, please subscribe to my channel as well as my written weblog. Thank you.